We'll chat through the games in a moment, but one of the standout results of the weekend actually came in Division 1B. Laois beating Offaly 119 to 214 at Tullamore. Delighted to say that the Laois manager Seamus Plunkett joins us. Seamus, how are you?
Very good now, Damien.
Good to talk to you. Can I ask you, maybe a strange question to start with, but I'm looking at the match reports today, and words like shocked and stunned, and people are talking about this being the shock of the season, yet yourselves beating Offaly. Stuff like that, is it insulting to you when you think of the work that was done and what you would have seen in your team in advance of the weekend?
No, I don't mind about the comments on it. I mean, I was just really interested in the performance of the team and the result. Look, we know the amount of work that has gone into the panel, and we know the commitment that the panel has given and the dedication that they've given. And on any given day, when you have that in the background and when you have that work done, you're always in with a chance of getting the performance. And I think that's what we saw yesterday. So the comments I don't really mind too much about those.
To go away to a team like Offaly and come away with a result, it must surely add a bit of a pep to the step and justify all the hard work that has gone on in the close season.
I suppose it does, and it gives you a degree of confidence in that as well, Damien. But look, at the end of the day, it's just simply 2 points on the board for us, and that's how we'll be viewing it as. We're playing Cork next Saturday here in Port and it's a massive challenge. It's a team that we're a minute away from winning in All-Ireland in 2013. So look, our feet were back on the ground very quickly after the final, which was yesterday. We know what's in front of us. Yes, it gives us confidence. Yes, it gives us 2 points on the board, but after that, we're looking forward to the challenges that are ahead. And
it's interesting as well, like no team will want to peak on the opening weekend or would expect to, and you were pretty open and honest yesterday that there's a number of areas you're looking for your team to improve upon.
Otherwise, but even for us, I mean, obviously, other teams might have different goals, particularly this time of the year, and they might be looking at different seasons. And at any given time, you don't know where teams are in their training programs and that either. So it's difficult to judge this time of the year. But for us, it was a very, very important game for us. Certainly our goal is to try and fight to stay in Division 1B, and we'll just take it each game at a time. And if we can get enough points and get into a quarter final, it will be a fantastic bonus for us. But looking at our game, well, look, every other management team will be doing the same thing, regardless of the performance you're getting. You've got to look at the areas that you can improve on, and look, that's our job. So I don't just see us as doing our job in that regard.
John Milan, is it all about early season momentum and hitting the ground running with a result like that, and then harnessing that to drive the league and ultimately championship campaign forward?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I wasn't one bit surprised with Laois winning yesterday. The only downside for me is that I didn't take him at odds of 7-1 in Paddy Power yesterday. They were massive odds, but I tipped him in the handicap betting yesterday. But I wasn't one bit surprised. There's massive work going on up in Laois. They've made a big step by bringing Pat Flanagan and Jimmy Payne up there, who were physical trainers at Waterford last year. They've brought Philip Bryan, and they have a top class trainer in Gerard Cunningham. So I think Laois are making massive progress, and it's great to see that counties like Laois are trying to bring it to the next level.
But John, does that start to bode well for, okay, it's only the weekend one, but does it bode well for the year ahead? And people talked about 2013 being the greatest hurling championship of all time, and the increased competition, whether it's the perceived smaller counties increasing their ability and closing the gap against maybe the greater powers slacking off a little bit.
Absolutely, and I think you've got to give great credit to Croke Park because they've stuck by their laurels here. They've stuck with the current league system, and I think the championship that we had last year was all down to the great league campaign that we did have, and there's no margin for error in either of these leagues, whether it be Division 1B or Division 1A, and I think we're going to see a similar occurrence again this year.
Brilliant. Seamus, I'll tell you, we'll let you go. We'll wish you well for the next weekend, and I'm sure we'll chat again between now and it all reaching conclusion in a couple of weeks' time.
Thanks, Damien.
Good to talk to you. Seamus Plunkett joining us there.